Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for the 17th of November, 2022. On Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com, and we're going to scroll down. We're going to look for this Zoom banner. Now, this is a demonstration of the SRC4u software. If you would like information on the software, you can click here to contact Cathy and ask her about the software and any questions you might have, or ask her to download a free demo so you can check it out. To complement the SRC4u software is the shift pin. While you're talking with Cathy, ask her about the shift pin and how it complements the software. If you're not ready to purchase the software and you're not ready to demo it, join Cathy's SRC4u Daily Energy Clearing Group, and you can register here and just follow the information. Cathy has blog posts. She's on Twitter. You can follow her. We're going to click here. This is going to take us over to the Zoom call where it'll be live. So you may want to lower the volume on your speakers. One moment, please.
Session, and I don't think that's a physical thing. I think that is the connection and the power we continue to realize comes from the electrical force of the heart, much more powerful than the brain. And it's kind of interesting. I was talking to someone and they mentioned, and I've ignored this, and I think sometimes that's foolish, occasionally just going in and hitting all that stuff and just see what the computer picks up as to what's going on in our fields today. And of course, this is the group. Let's just do it, because this is a powerful setting. Just and then see, not at this point. Let's just give it a quick go. I did already do a scan anyway for, from our startup to see what we're asking for. But it's just interesting to see what kind of information you get.
What does the rest of it, establishing my intent to move forward, and there's another word I can't see.
Heart. That's just our heart.
Okay.
In other words, we added our heart to our overall session. And I added a few things this month based on what I'm reading. One is the heart, one is the DNA. And then, of course, we have other issues as well. But anyway, so here's what we're saying. Okay, so we definitely want to be on top of this. A Chinese term for moving pathogens, wind. Little stress related to generation. That could be muscles, bones. It doesn't have to be the C word. Central nervous system. This is something I go in spurts with doing this. And remember, what this seems to be doing is waking up our own ability to heal ourselves. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. Let's just see if the yes therapy is any higher. No. So we can go in. Just 5 minutes, but we'll take it. And as you know, I'm really hammering with the sustenance balancer. So all of these you can, and just this is the way that I've been doing it. Just each thing. But for example, do we want a little work on the brain nutritionally? Nope. About the hypothalamus? Yeah, we'll take that. So again, just to give you some ideas, that all of them will be checked in these top 2 scans. Justifying, jaunty. There's that wind again. So we definitely, words to ponder. If we weren't meant to keep starting over, would God have granted us Monday? Well, that's rather thought-provoking. Reclaiming power of self. That doesn't look too bad. Let's just douse that in, because that's kind of what we're talking about today. amp that up. Yeah, let's go ahead and we're getting a lot of markers. And then our what we got from our scan, it does look, which is no surprise to anybody, like we're eating a few too many carbs lately. That keeps coming up in the scan, and as a result, we are looking at the cocktail to balance insulin. We're asking for Divine Law 11. Let's see what that is. And by the way, Terry will have Ray's book all formatted probably by Christmas. And all those new SSTTs are in there. And I see, we're asking for a few today, but so Divine Law 11, which is law of cause and effect. Okay, so we know that we're just taking energetically. Balance insulin. Well, where are you? Might be one we just want to do as one of the Pro Tools. But it's also a message to cut back probably on some of the processed carbs. Okay, right now, I don't know why that's not in there. Okay, there's a bunch of them in here. Let's just do right now, control insulin. Okay. I don't know if anybody is writing and working with any I am statements, but they're very powerful.
What is this cybernetic feedback loop?
That's kind of funny that you asked. I read about that and tested it to see if we want it, and we did. And it comes up all the time in scans as well. I'm going to have to find a little bit more information, but I'm going to guess, maybe Kevin would have some thoughts, but I'm going to guess it's our connection with what's coming in from the matrix and how we process it. That's one of the most powerful areas we have a choice in, is that the thoughts actually come from outside of us. Our brain then converts the thoughts to an emotion. And at that point, we do have conscious control over the emotion. And that could be where we're blowing it. So say a person has an illness and the emotions are fear or whatever the emotion, that's where we have a choice to control it, because that's then what gives us our thoughts, which then program us. Does that make any sense?
Sure does.
Yes.
And
yes.
that may be the loop. That may be the loop right there. discernment has been coming up quite a bit as well. Again, that looks like a bit of a chronic stress. I like to see a 70 or higher. It doesn't have to be, but okay. Again, you can just go in for the 5 minutes and the person will take of that, I think, whatever they need. But every now and then, it doesn't hurt. Sometimes you even need more than 5 minutes. And this charger is very powerful. It's kind of underrated as far as people realizing what all it can do. As we know, the 2 will give us a 76. Let's just see if there's any. A little discernment is not a bad thing, considering all the information we're being presented with every day. Okay, so it is 2 was actually a stronger benefit. Let's just take it. And then God's blessings. Now I want to show you a couple of things that I've been working on. I was talking to someone the other day and she mentioned light language. And this little, I got curious and I looked it up. Is anybody in here familiar with light language? It's supposed to be comparable to the Holy Spirit language.
Yes, I do it all the time, Cathy.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. So
yeah, somebody brought it up the other day and they said that it's just like what we used to call speaking in tongues.
Call what?
Speaking in tongues.
Oh, yes, exactly. That's what I read.
I know a lot of people who speak light language.
Yeah. Wow. See, this is all new to me. But I went through and just a little bit I read. I did a little scan. Let's just see as a group. All right, so we want to, isn't that funny? We're talking about women. We want to balance the masculine within, and we want unity consciousness. That doesn't sound too bad. But then there are a bunch of symbols, and at least on my part, I believe we can do anything with the SRC, just like you don't have to write a letter by hand and snail mail it. You can do it this way energetically, or we can do this way as well. There are symbols. There are 48 symbols, and Joanna's getting them together for us. I found them, but they were all connected. She's separating them so we can have cocktails of the symbols when it's a priority. And Kevin will load that up, he said, as soon as we have them. I think right now all I have is like one. I found one just Google searching.
I sent
that's
them
for-
all to you last night.
Oh, good. Okay, so we'll get those for sure by Monday. But let's just see which symbol. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Now you're going to be surprised at this. Forgiveness, I think, is the only one I got to load. And look at that. That's the one we want. Let's just look. I'm not sure, but I think it is. There was one that was on the image finder. Yeah, language of light. I'll be doggone. What a coincidence. So that's the symbol. So we actually had it in there. And then, so thank you. This is all new to me, but I was really intrigued because there seems to be so much stress with us forgetting we are all one. And we've all got a little bit of everything in us. So that's interesting. The one we had is the one we scanned for, so we'll run that. Also, I'm not sure if the first name is Jonathan or not, but the last name is Khan, an author. He's a rabbi, and he's written some strong books called the. I know one of them is the Harbinger. Is this ringing a bell with anybody? Are you familiar with this author?
Yes, he's wonderful.
Yeah, I haven't read his other. I've got them on Scribd. I've pulled them up, but I haven't read them yet. But I heard him interviewed, and he's got a new book, The Return of the Gods.
Yes.
And it's going to be, they said it's the best work he's done, and the book is on Scribd. And I'm just going to test. I started making a little protocol. It's for sure not, I'm only like up to page 30, so.
But he's also, I'm sorry, but he's also on YouTube a lot. He has a lot of videos.
That's right. Well, that's where I heard him initially talking about this book, and it intrigued me. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I just want to see, scan, how do I want to put it? I've got a few codes. I don't know that we want to do it as a group.
Cathy, he is a rabbi, but he's a Christian rabbi.
Yes, he is. Yeah. We don't want as a group. Once I get this finished, which will be a while, I'll put it on the Art of Spiritual Hygiene site. But yeah, he is Christian. But what he is saying in essence, in no other way to put it, is that America is basically demon possessed. So just get to the point. That's what he's saying. And he's saying it started gradually with certain things we chose and blah, 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 blah. It's thought provoking, but as you can see, the group isn't interested in that scan, but individuals may be. So once it's done, I'll send it out.
Cathy, I just want to say that my radio show tomorrow morning is with a man who has visited Telos. Does anybody here know where Telos is?
No, tell us.
Yes, I've heard of it and definitely do, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody else does. Telos is one of the civilization's cities in Middle Earth. And this man, who's a very normal man,
Wow.
Was brought to it and has a website about it. And he's a guest on my show tomorrow morning. You can look him up, Lowell Johnson, Lowell Johnson. And I will talk about his travel and his teachings.
What time is your show?
Well, it airs at 11:30 in New York on prn.live. Okay. And then the archive will be at Energy Stew, STEW, which is the name of my show, .podbean, like the beans of a pod, .com.
Wonderful.
By the way, I have a YouTube channel now of Energy Stew. So people can go to YouTube. And there are hundreds of old broadcasts that I have on.
Wonderful. Oh, that's good news. I'll put that all in the Zoom.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is, we got all kinds of things going here. So, anything else?
Oh, well, you might want to type down lowelljohnson.com.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
LOWELL johnson.com.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So much to learn, so much to do. And it's
so many
exciting.
unknowns.
But this Middle Earth, that's fascinating, isn't it?
It's amazing with the reality of what's under our feet.
Mm.
The earth is hollow, and there are, like, Telos is only one of 120 cities that are not that many miles below, and then there are many cities deeper in.
Wow.
Then there's the central sun.
Wow. Yeah, wasn't it Admiral Byrd that went into such shock when he went up and saw some of that?
Yeah, and he has notes that I think his grandson has exposed, because the government shut Byrd down after he got back.
Yep. Very exciting. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
So it looks like that's it for today. We'll continue with a lot of sustenance balancer work. But any thoughts?
Cathy, wonderful. I mean, it's been a really good education today with all this information.
Oh, yeah, and I missed you guys. And talk to y'all on Monday.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks,
Have
Cathy.
a nice weekend.
Take care.
Everybody else
You
too.
too.
Thanks for the
Bye-bye.
information.
We are most grateful you were able to attend this session on the demonstration of the SRC4u software. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.